When Soken made the song To the Edge, I don't quite think he had this in mind. Oh yes, it somehow got worse and the degeneracy at this point knows absolutely no bounds. Step aside Yoshi P and Zodiark, for BALMUNG has broken the shackles of reality and the RP from BALMUNG has freed itself from the confines of being just Final Fantasy XIV the game. Real life billboards, and yes I did say real life billboards, for roleplay are now a thing. It is now a thing, and did I ever think that I would say that? No! But oh how the turntables. We're getting some major coverage tonight, my friends, whether we want it to or not. Apparently even actual news stations are reporting on it, I'm being told. I haven't confirmed that, but this is about as wild as it gets. Like, I will try and see, like, and try and confirm it after work, but good god. Does anyone else remember how modding third-party tools and add-ons were explicitly mentioned, like, a month ago to not do? And then we had some streamers even get banned. Well, if you wanted to whack the absolute fuck out of a hornet's nest and find out just how screwed we can be, well, this is how you do it. At this point, the drama doesn't stop with Final Fantasy XIV. On the day that Datacenter Travel to BALMUNG was announced, we completely took out the Datacenter Travel. And again, I need to make up time for work at this to make this video, because who needs to eat anyhow? But as always, I'd appreciate if you took pity on my dead lunch break and most certainly did not throw a billboard of RP on that like button. And cat, and please do though, cat, damn it, the subscribe button. The real question here is, when will there be a Hrothgar mod billboard? Disclaimers are that I am not asking for that to happen, by the way. Rest assured, the last thing that I want is to be tied to anything like this. But it seems like all limits are off now, and so as far as I can tell at this point, it's only a matter of time until the buff Hrothgar billboards happen with like the all the gear. Now the true question for those philosophers though is whether the Hrothgar have hats or not. See? Big brain, giga brain. I'm so stupid. Now, to be quite clear, I am not a lawyer. I have never taken law courses in my life. I am also not a marketing or sales guy, although with the amount of guys that I picked up during university, I would probably excel at it. But the legality and ramifications of this are so not something that I want to speculate on, so I will leave that intimidating and unfun stuff to the actual experts, which I am 1000% not. But what I am going to speculate and comment on is more concerning the future of modding, and is kind of in genuine jeopardy if you're in modding communities, or if modding is something that you care about, which obviously impacts Viera a ton, obviously impacts Hrothgar, G-posers, that impacts a lot of them because a lot of them use a ton of different mods. Like, a lot of those outfits are like obviously custom, which are beautiful, and basically this impacts a lot of people. And I say that it's in genuine jeopardy because this is as pretty on the nose, pretty as obvious as it can possibly ever imaginably be, like, problem. This is currently being blasted all over the internet, and I don't want to say it's gone viral, because I don't think that that's the right term. I think it needs even more to get viral. People keep saying, oh, it's moving viral. No. If it only reaches a few 100,000, I don't even think that's viral. But it certainly caught many, many people's eyes. It definitely has done that. Now, all of this is speculation, so please take this with a grain of salt the size of, well, what you would see in the quicksand, which is to say quite large. But to be quite honest, things kind of did get brushed under the rug with the third-party tools and all of that. Largely people moved on, and really the subject seemed to kind of be over. Life was resuming to normal. There was no significant anti-cheat or file checking systems added to Final Fantasy XIV codebase after that. And then people are like, oh, that's not possible, is it? Well, World of Warcraft, which is in the same genre, has a similar RPG kind of idea, skills, and so on, and probably the most comparable game to 14, in before people get mad at me for saying that, but World of Warcraft, for a very, very long time, has been extremely aggressive towards texture mods. Yes, you can use add-ons like LVI, WeCourse, and the rest, which honestly I love and customize the absolute heck out of that, but when you start to make your Night Elf be able to block out the sun you now have a problem. Core concerns though of the players really for World of Warcraft revolved around PvP mods, raiding and gathering nodes, texture changes, which are all, in my opinion, pretty fair concerns. Like, they referred to this one add-on that basically made everything have like the orange texture markers on the ground, kind of like just trivializing things, and then apparently the developers were really PO'd at that, and so now that's their stance. And obviously when it comes to things like PvP, I really think that it is fair to be like, yeah, you're not supposed to do that in PvP. That's actually so BS. So I don't think it's necessarily impossible for 14 to follow in these footsteps. But back to the billboard, because something to this level is genuinely very significant, and the question kind of becomes, at what level of executive or legal team or who at Square Enix necessarily hears about this billboard? That's really going to be important to determine what even happens from this, because obviously if it never even hits the ears of Yoshi P, which is, to be quite honest, very unlikely. Yoshi P hears about like everything, but like if somehow he doesn't, life will move on. But this may and does very much have the potential to be slammed right in the faces of the executives and or the legal teams. I suspect there's a good chance both. At the very least, I can personally say I'd be surprised if they weren't made aware of it. But even if they didn't choose to take any action on it, I would be very shocked if they weren't made quite aware of it. Which, as we just went over, given the whole discussion about third-party tools that we just had a month ago, I can only really imagine at this point the engulfing roaring flame of trouble brewing. Obviously all speculative, but this is a pretty flagrant violation of what feels like just yesterday the entire community was being told, stop it now, take this serious. Anyhow, this is really the summary of like the bulk of the video. That's just my current take. I'm personally going to be watching from the sidelines as everything kind of unfolds, because this is like a once in a gamer's lifetime kind of thing, and I think it's kind of fascinating. It's interesting to watch. This is something I never actually expected would happen. I can definitely fucking tell you though for a fact is I am glad that I didn't get the billboard though, or that I'm not associated with it in any way. Good Lord Jesus about to take the wheel on this one. This is definitely why we can't have nice things. But kind of as an aside, I find it extremely fascinating, some of these memes that I'm seeing. Like I just want to take a moment to highlight some of them just because it's just like, this is so good. It's like we literally have the billboard with like the like entrance with that. I find that just so amazing. Like, you gotta give it to them. Like, Texas cease and desist ultimate. I don't even know what to say, guys. The memes are just priceless from this. I am so sorry. Also, this is what I know that I will end the video on, is some people are just like, oh no, we're taking it like as you're like trying to like hate on BALMUNG. I don't hate BALMUNG. I don't hate anyone on BALMUNG. I love you all so much. And it's just like, you know, when you're on BALMUNG, the people are gonna do that. It's just like Gilgamesh. It's just like, I am Gilgatrash. Like, that's a term that's thrown around. It's just a part of the meme, and it's all in good fun, guys. But this might be taken a bit too far. Anyhow, I love you all so much, and just be safe out there. And I don't personally recommend buying a billboard for an RP event. I love you all so much. But again, just my personal opinion, not legal advice. Oh my god.